we're going to talk about 5 things that happen when you start embracing your healing journey. And the healing journey is just your life. But some people lean into it and some people lean away from it. Some people actively want to better themselves, improve themselves, understand themselves, come into deeper levels of self awareness because they know what the rewards are, which is deep empowerment, deep connection, deep wonderment in your life. And we're going to talk about the 5 things in a minute. But I really wanted to share this because healing can feel like this elusive, non tangible, random thing. Like, what does it even mean to heal? And really, in my opinion, it means to undress yourself of all the layers and burdens and traumas and stuff you've carried for a really long time that's been weighing you down and quite literally blocking you from seeing and feeling and sensing and hearing the truth that's all around you of your worth and of your origin. So we are all sparks of God having a human experience. The source energy is witnessing life through our very eyes. And when we die, we are just a drop of water that comes back into the ocean of consciousness. And healing is overcoming the deep suffering of separation because we live in a world where we are separate. We are all in scarcity and lack. That is its design. This is why we're here, to remember to come back to the 12th dimensional energies of love and source, God, and connection. And that's what healing is. It's just clearing all this shit and this stuff that we have had imprinted into us and embedded into us. Limiting beliefs, ancestral, genetic, DNA encodements, past lives, current matrix conditioning, parental imprints, soul contract imprints, past life vows, you name it, we've got it all stuffed inside of our bodies, of our cellular structure, of our energy bodies. And so healing is the process of clearing that. There's nothing wrong with us. We don't need to heal because we're sick or we're diseased or, we're not right and we're wrong. Healing is quite simply just letting go. So when you start consciously letting go of stuff, what happens? It's a really loud lorry outside. I'm just going to wait for it to go. Oh. So what are some of the things that happen when we start actively engaging on our healing journey? So the first thing that happens, and I talk about it in my newsletter from this month, is you come into a flow state. And a flow state is quite simply a state of inner peace. When we release a big program that's been hooked into us, we have a shift. It's like the calm after the storm. And it's a very grounded, peaceful, joyful state of being. And for some reason, it's like a little bit of an alchemy or a magic where you go through the dark, which is the density of trauma and icky yucky stuff, and you come out to the high vibration on the other side, which just feels good. And when you feel good, you flow with life. And when you flow with life, it means you are allowing, and that is non-resistance. And when we do not resist the universe, good stuff doth come. Good stuff comes when we are in a parigraha, which is non-grasping, non-resistance. That's the first thing. The second thing, and this is one of my favorite things about the healing journey, is you begin to catch yourself and you begin to get this great sense of self-awareness, like, oh, hold up, I'm in a pattern here, or this is a self-sabotage, or this is a behavior I've done before. And you start to be able to observe yourself and see what's really going on under the surface of your behavior. A really good example of this is I have a very big fear around a lack of time, and it's coming from very strong 12-3 energies in my soul contract. But more than that, I have this rigidity and control around my day, and I work for myself, so my day is quite fluid. I have part-time jobs, and I have clients, and I have my own work, and I always think it has to be done in a certain way, and I'm very scared of letting go of control. But today I let go of control. I walked into the fear because I didn't want to do something early in the morning. I didn't want to play tennis because I didn't want to let go of my control of the day. But I recognized it. I was like, hold up, this is something I do a lot. I don't allow myself to be more fluid and flexible in my day. And the lovely thing is, I did the tennis. I did the thing that I would not feel comfortable to do normally. And my day's been beautiful. I fitted everything in that I needed to fit in. And that was just a little example of me just catching myself being like, hey, remember, you're trying to let go of rigidity. Why not do something to challenge that control within you? And I did, and that felt great. So you begin to come into a deeper awareness of what's going on behind the scenes, behind your conscious mind, which you think is in control. It's actually your subconscious mind which is in control, and that is where all the programs and the patterns and the agendas and the sabotages and the imprints all like to live. So the third thing that happens when you start healing, I think we're on number 3, is you have better relationships. And this is something that has taken a little bit of time to embed in, but you do not tend to attract unhealthy, toxic love when you start to heal your relationship with yourself. And the reason I got into this whole healing journey, and the reason I do it now, is because when I was 27, 26, I'd never had a relationship. I thought there was something wrong with me. I'd had like things, but never a thing, never a proper boyfriend. I went to see someone, and we released a belief around feeling worthy of love. I didn't think I felt worthy of love. And as I said that affirmation, a huge energy erupted out of me in tears and laughter and snot and, you name it. It was messy. And then I met my boyfriend a few weeks later, and I was with him for 3 years. That's my first love. And that's pretty wild. And that's how I got into this work. And I have a very beautiful, healthy, joyful relationship now. And I do attribute that to the work that I've done on myself. And that's not to say that if you're not in a happy relationship or if you're single, you haven't worked on yourself. Because remember, everyone's journey in their life is different and unique. My life is nothing like yours. My journey is nothing like yours. I'm only sharing this to showcase how healing has changed my life in the hope to inspire you and to continue your own healing journey. But I also don't want to shy away from owning what I feel really joyful about. And I feel very joyful about my relationship. And I think it's very healthy to own the things and not be shy about them, because I tend to be quite self-depreciating in terms of who I am. But I am very happy with the love I have in my life, and a huge part of that is because of the healing I've done. But as I said, everyone's life is different, everyone's path is different. My experiences in this life and another life will be radically different to anyone else's. This was just my path, and that was meant to work out like that. The fourth thing, when you start healing, you begin to be kind to yourself. And you notice when you're not being kind. And it is quite strange because you start to change the inner dialogue, and you start to soften, and you become more compassionate, and you become more lenient. And what I had to do to get to this stage was I had to write post-its and put them all over my house saying, I love you. You are wonderful. I'm so proud of you. You are doing amazing today. Remember this, remember that. And I put them on light switches. I put them on my kitchen cupboards. And I put them on the kettle. I put them on the bathroom mirror. Because we are here to deepen our love for ourselves. Because we cannot come out of separation back to source energy without love. Because love is the same thing. And so our journey on earth is a journey back to love, to loving ourselves and to loving others, and loving our human experience, and loving our bodies, and loving our souls. We don't have to love everyone around us because there's some really perpetrating bad people out there. That's the role that they're playing in this lifetime. But we can love the experience of being here. Okay, the last thing that happens when you start healing or embracing or becoming aware of your healing is you start to become brave. You start to become courageous. Embarking on your healing journey is a brave, courageous thing to do. And every client that I work with, I tell them, you are brave for looking into yourself. You are brave for bringing up stuff that is deep and painful. You are brave for confronting the stuff you don't like about yourself. You are brave for picking apart the shame that you hold around how you're feeling, because shame is the deepest emotion that keeps programming locked into us. The more we can release shame, the more we can create freedom, because shame is an abuser. Shame is a controller. It's very manipulative. If it was a person, it would be a very manipulative person. There's no wrong or right, bad or, anything emotions, but shame is very sticky. So when you embark on your healing journey, you by default become courageous and brave because of what you're doing, the work you're doing. So remember that if you are doing any kind of self-development, you are courageous, deeply, powerfully courageous. And the more you do it, the more courageous you become, because you are stepping into yourself. You are not avoiding and numbing and turning away from who you are. And that bravery then translates outwards. It ripples outwards into life. And you become brave in other things as well. They're not always tangible, but they are there. So, we're going to recap. What happens when you start healing? You create a deep inner peace, a calm after the storm. You become brave and courageous and fearless, and that translates into other aspects of your being. You become deeply self-aware, and that is incredibly freeing. You become kinder to yourself, and the more love that you create within, the more love comes externally, and you attract better relationships, friendships, anything like that, the more you heal. So I hope that was helpful and encouraging, and if you like this kind of chat, then subscribe, hang around. Otherwise, I wish you a very beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.